Hi, I'm Dr. Marc Sklar and welcome to Fertility TV. In this segment of Fertility TV, we're talking about, is coffee good for fertility? Hi, I'm Dr. Marc Sklar and welcome back to Fertility TV. I work with couples from all over the world with my online fertility programs, my one-on-one private fertility coaching, and if you're lucky enough to be here in beautiful San Diego, you can find me in one of my 2 clinics. For all that information, check out my website, marcsklar.com. So today we're talking about, is coffee good for fertility? So I get this question all the time. Is coffee can I have coffee? I love coffee every day. I love to have my 1 cup of coffee. Maybe in the afternoon I like to have a 2nd cup of coffee for my pick-me-up and to get me through the day. And then we want to find out, and then I get the question, is it okay? I mean, while I'm trying to conceive, can I still have coffee? Well, I think the short answer is it all depends. There is research out there to show that if you have too much caffeine, so not specifically about coffee, but caffeine in general, that it can lead to miscarriage or recurrent pregnancy loss. My concern really is only for those, when we're talking about that specific situation, is really only about those women who have already had a miscarriage. Or they maybe have a condition that makes them more prone to having a miscarriage, like an autoimmune issue. And so for those, I do tend to be a little bit more particular. And then we talk about those coffee needs for those patients and see how we can actually take them off of it. So we take out any extra factors that might be contributing to the issue. But if you've never been pregnant before, we know that those are not one of your issues, then it might not be a big deal at all. I do try to limit coffee consumption for patients to 1 cup a day, just in case, my parents always said to me, everything in moderation, so having 1 cup of coffee I think suffices. But outside of that, I think, we're really trying to keep it to 1 minimal cup a day. And not these like mega cups. We're talking about 8 ounces of coffee. And so that's the first point is, can you or can't you have coffee, and in this case, caffeine, right? Aside from that is, how can we make our coffee better for us? Certainly going to Starbucks and having their grande latte with extra whatever, all these fixings is really not good for you. One, it adds tons of sugar. They have, we don't know the quality of the coffee you're getting, and they, I don't know about you, but I don't frequent Starbucks, so I don't know all their terminology for venti, grande, what it all means, but every time I see somebody with a Starbucks coffee cup, it's like some enormous thing. So we're much more able to control the quality of the coffee and make it actually good for us versus bad for us by doing it ourselves. So that's what we're going to do today. You're going to see how I drink my cup of coffee every morning. So to make my cup of coffee, you need a blender. It could be a handheld. I think this is easier and a little bit more simple for everybody. So these are my special ingredients, if you will, and we'll go over them real quick. Okay, I've got my collagen, my colostrum, my ghee, and my honey for a little bit of sweetness. So I'll go into the detail of each one when I put them in. I love to have my collagen in here because it gives me some extra protein. It also gives me the collagen that is nice and essential for my cells and for the health of my cells. Collagen is also what you find in bone broth, and which is really nutritious for you. And so it helps to support the immune system. It helps to support the immune system. It helps to support your digestive system. And so that's one of the main reasons I use it. Sometimes I call this coffee fix my immune building coffee drink in the morning. At least that's what I tell my wife, so she feels a little bit better about it. And all of these things you'll have links for below the video to have so you can have direct access to those and be able to find what you need. So this is my collagen. After my collagen, I put in my colostrum. Yes, I did say colostrum. All of these products, the colostrum, the ghee, and the collagen, do come from grass-fed cows, so the quality is definitely there. And for those of you who can see this right here, you can see this basically acts as my my creamer, my milk base, because it's creamy in and of itself, and it does come from cows. Okay, I don't need that much of it. This does the same thing. It supports my immune system, supports my digestive system, and it helps make this coffee super duper and nice and creamy and tasty, which I love. Then we're going to go on to adding some nice healthy fats, which is why the ghee is here. So we've got grass-fed organic ghee. A lot of people like to use butter, and you may have heard of this type of coffee called bulletproof coffee. This is essentially what I'm doing, but I'm kind of supercharging it a little bit more. Instead of butter, I like the ghee because I think the ghee tastes, and isn't that a beautiful yellow? The ghee tastes better. It's a little bit nuttier, a little bit richer for me, which is why I like it. And it tastes really good. So we're gonna lick the spoon. It's like my candy. So I use the ghee, and then for a little bit of sweetness, we'll just press this down just a little bit. Halfway. And then for a little bit of sweetness, I use raw, unfiltered, local honey. It also builds the immune system, and it's healthy for you as well. I don't use too much of it because I don't want a lot of sweetness in mine. You guys can do this all, to your taste and your liking. That's probably about a teaspoon. And so those are my main ingredients. I don't typically add anything different to my coffee. Okay, and then we're going to press this down a little bit more and add the coffee. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about all the ingredients we use in the coffee. Before I get there, I just want to remind everyone, if you don't like coffee and you're a tea drinker, you can do this with tea. I've done this with tea for quite some time, and on occasion that's what my wife prefers, so I'll do that for her. I can't really drink too much tea anymore, and so for me, I prefer to do it with the coffee, and I like the taste a little bit better, but regardless. So now let's get into the ingredients. Okay, so aside from the coffee, which is the most essential, right? You need coffee or tea. I do prefer that your coffee is organic and that you know where it came from. There's definitely multiple places where you can get that. We'll have links for everything down below, but certainly the first one, which is one of the better sourced coffees out there, is Bulletproof Coffee. He personally sources everything himself, and so you can go ahead and access the type of coffee you want there. Just like with anything, there's different types of flavors and varietals and so on. You'll have to pick what suits your needs, but you can certainly access it there. Thrive Market also has access to great coffee, and if I'm not mistaken, tea as well. And so all of that is sourced as good, properly sourced and organic and so forth. And for the honey and the ghee, you can also get that at Thrive Market as well. Get the raw, unfiltered honey and the grass-fed ghee. It might not be ancient organics, but that's okay. You can find these things all at Thrive Market. Now for your collagen and colostrum, these are two specific links for two companies that I personally have chosen. I know a lot about, I absolutely trust them, and these are the only two companies that I recommend for these two products. Okay, so for the collagen, Vital Protein, from start to finish, has grass-fed cattle where they source their collagen from, and that's why I only choose theirs. It's also much easier to use in this canister with the scooper and so forth. It's just really convenient. And then again, the colostrum, the only company I really like for the colostrum is Sir Thrival. Really good quality creamy, rich colostrum, very powdery white, as you saw in the video. They do make some other things as well, but primarily these are the two reasons why I use these two companies, because of the quality of the product and how well it works, its effectiveness. So if any of you, by the way, have thought that coffee can be bitter, difficult on your digestive system or your stomach, I promise you, if you're doing this, you won't notice that at all. You also get a nice, clean, energy-focused, if we want to use buzz, right? That caffeine doesn't really jolt you in the same way because it's balanced and supporting your digestive system and got healthy fats, and you've got protein that it keeps everything nice and balanced and gives you a nice focus for the day, or at least the morning. Okay, we're back. You can see it's nice and blended, a little bit frothy, which is the way we like it. We're gonna open this up, and I do have 2 cups here because my assistant Anayansi, who's behind the camera, does not really drink coffee, but she's gonna try some of this today. So we're gonna pour 2. Kind of looks a little bit like a latte, if you will, although I can't make the fun designs with foam as you would probably get someplace else. And there you have it. So cheers to your coffee and mine, a healthy one. Click on the little I icon to get the best free guides and resources to empower your fertility that I only share with my community. You'll get an email a week with all my new tips.